1 on my hunts. He's not even attempted to upgrade yet, and he won't for a little while. So as you can see right here, I'm out of TPs, which puts me in a little predicament. I can't really creep effectively because if he finds me, I'm going to lose. So I have to really pick and choose my spots where I can creep. But he can creep freely because he has 1 TP. So that is the advantage of not using your TPs early, whereas I did. Which isn't going to help me very much. So always remember, try to conserve your TPs and don't use them very early, because it limits your ability to creep and puts you in a predicament you don't want to be in, where you have to choose between not creeping and having a chance of losing the game, which is kind of a very bad position to be in. As you can see, he continues to mass units. He's already gone over the 40 supply limit. He stayed below for a little bit to get some extra money, but he's going quickly over, and he's just going to try to get up a big force and basically overpower me in creeping the map. At this point, you see us both creeping. We're basically both going after the same things. He's actually probably... I would try to avoid going after these medicine man creeps during the earlier parts of the game because they don't drop very good items. And in the situation I'm in, I want as good items as I can get. Mainly the Hellstones. Those kind of things are real effective in this type of situation. In fact, they're invaluable. Same with Sobi Mask, Rings of Regeneration. He just got one of those. Those are very nice. Ring of Regeneration is massively unfair in my personal opinion because you find 2 of those, your hero's not going to die. Ever. These already have 2 weapon upgrades to my Dryads. And I feel I can creep the middle here because got some good anti-air units, some good upgrades, pretty effectively creeping. He feels he's the same way. We're both in the same situations. We're both doing the same type of thing. You'll see this a lot in higher level games. You'll also see it. Healing scrolls. These things really will decide the game. They are massively imbalanced. They need to be changed, and I hope they are in the Frozen Throne beta test because these are the worst items that you can buy in the game. They are more imbalanced than Anks, in my opinion. They're more imbalanced than scrolls of Potions of Rejuvenation because a Potion of Rejuvenation relies on luck. Scroll of Healing is you're able to buy it, and it heals tremendous amounts of life for such a cheap cost. It's just ridiculous. But you can see we both have 2. We both used 1. I have 1. Both run right into each other in the middle, and this is kind of ugly. But he gets way in the worst end of the stick here because he's just getting jacked by all the creeps. I back up, and I think we both lost a unit there. But he runs out. Both of us do, realizing that we're not in good situations. But I think I realized that since I didn't see many of the other creeps, I could finish off these owlbears fairly easily and get a little bit XP there. He's trying to do the same thing. I mean, this is the pinnacle of a mirror match right here in this situation. We're doing the exact same thing to each other. And so, I mean, when you're in this type of situation, I think the really important thing is upgrades and micro. And most importantly, probably smart decisions when they matter. Because one decision in a mirror match will end or win a game. It's as simple as that. There's no room for very many errors. See, both of us effectively use our moon while it's healing up our units, so we'll be ready for battle when need be. Here becomes the item stocking. I'm not sure why he's buying potions of healing on his Keeper of the Grove. It's an interesting choice. There you can see, come right in. I sent my Demon Hunter in first immediately because he's got a potion of healing and a Hellstone on him. I realized that. He's got his Demon Hunter and my guys too. We're both basically doing the same thing. We're both focus firing on, not necessarily focus firing, but we're both targeting the Demon Hunter inconsequentially. And he's doing far better because of that. Here you can see I'm getting a few of these units now. His Demon Hunter's really taking a pounding, but he's got a ton of potions on him. Same with mine. Once again, pretty much the principal definition of a mirror match. The only difference is he's targeting on my units a little better than I am. Now this is the big thing. Right here I'm in the middle of his units. I can easily start messing with his units right now because he can't run them out. It's impossible for him to run them out. So that's a big advantage on my part. Also, upgrades are just killing him right here. Basically, he's not hurting my units very much because I have extra armor. If I bought a Scroll of Protection, I would have been doing even better. But basically, he lost out badly there. We both had the exact same force, practically. He actually had probably higher level heroes before the battle started, but upgrades won that battle because my units were so much more effective than his were. And he had to use a tremendous amount of potions to hold me off. and I have to use all my items too. And you can see Shadow Mouse tries to save his unit. I'm not going to let him do that. Immediately go buy a gem. Gems are invaluable, even in Night Elf vs. Night Elf games where you wouldn't think it very much as they were as valuable, but they always are. You should always carry a gem if you have extra cash, especially versus certain races like Human, Invisibility, Night Elf they're good versus. I wouldn't say they're very useful versus Orc as much so, and maybe not so useful versus Undead. Other than countering Shades, really. You can see I realize I have the advantage here, killed most of his units, and so I'm going to immediately start creeping again. As you can see, all his units are at full life. This ring regeneration is just killing on this Demon Hunter. That's why he could take so many extra hits, was that ring regeneration was big. Yep, still no upgrades on this guy, and that's really costing him, because I think I'm going to start working on 2-2 right real quick here with my hunts. Here I get caught in a bad situation. This guy, it's kind of interesting. This guy relies solely on catching me creeping, which is very, very, very dangerous, because if he fails to catch me creeping, he loses. It's as simple as that. I'll be creeping, and if he's on the wrong side of the map, he'll never catch me, and he'll lose the game. It's a very interesting choice he makes, because he's basically bouncing around between creeps, hoping to catch me. If you ask me, that's relying way too much on luck. Not a very good choice. You can see we both continue creeping. And, yep, I'm working on my second weapon upgrades for Huntress. He's still not upgraded, and that's even more so going to cost him now. More than ever. Interesting, he built a few extra wisps there. Now he has too much lumber. Anyways, I mean, right here, he's got like 500 gold. I'm not sure what he's doing. Oh, he's going to expand immediately. Huh, he expanded quite a bit earlier than I figured he did. I figured he expanded a little bit later than that. That's a smart move on his part, though, because neither of us can really beat each other. Yeah, I would say, like, neither of us can defeat each other's force and still effectively do anything to each other's base, so expanding is a good call on his part. But I'm just trying to get my heroes higher level. I realized after that battle, my heroes were higher level, and I can do a lot more. You can see it runs right into my force. Very, very foolish move, because he's trying to catch me creeping, and that's just not a good choice. I immediately go after his Dryads. You can see my Huntresses are in perfect surrounding position for his Dryads. The next one, I'm in the middle of his force, which allows me to really jack his units over pretty good. If you watch his Demon Hunter, every time he'll always go after my Dryads, every time. And so I finally realized this and started paying more attention to it, and just start running my guys around. And he's really losing out because of it, because he's losing a lot of damage on his Demon Hunter. And you can see the same thing, running around. He's always focused firing on my Dryads or something that's ranged with his Demon Hunter. The reason he does that is because he wants his Demon Hunter in the middle of my force, where he can go after my units that are ranged. And they can't hurt him very much because his armor, and he also has a lot of potions on his guy. There he goes. He finally has one upgrade on his Huntresses now. Maybe he finally realized that my 2-1-2-0 is kicking the crap out of him.